Mexico consulting and training support by United States through the Merida Initiative, Colombia through the National Police of Colombia. Cartels. Mexico, 395 servicemen killed and 137 missing. 4,020 federal, state, and municipal police killed. 66 members killed of the Grupos de Autodefensa Comunitaria Popular. Revolutionary Army. Events. Topics. The Mexican drug war is the Mexican theater of the global war on drugs, as led by the U.S. federal government, that has resulted in an ongoing asymmetric low-intensity conflict between the Mexican government and various drug trafficking syndicates. When the Mexican military began to intervene in 2006, the government's principal goal was to reduce drug-related violence. The Mexican government has asserted that their primary focus is on dismantling the powerful drug cartels and on preventing drug trafficking demand along with the U.S. functionaries. Violence escalated soon after the arrest of Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo in 1989. He was the leader and the founder of the first Mexican drug cartel, the Guadalajara Cartel, an alliance of the current existing cartels. Due to his arrest, the alliance broke and certain high-ranking members formed their own cartels, and each of them fought for control of territory and trafficking routes. Although Mexican drug trafficking organizations have existed for several decades, their influence increased after the demise of the Colombian Cali and Medellin cartels in the 1990s. Mexican drug cartels now dominate the wholesale illicit drug market and in 2007 controlled 90% of the cocaine entering the United States. Arrests of key cartel leaders, particularly in the Tijuana and Gulf cartels, have led to increasing drug violence as cartels fight for control of the trafficking routes into the United States. Federal law enforcement has been reorganized at least 5 times since 1982 in various attempts to control corruption and reduce cartel violence. During that same period, there have been at least 4 elite special forces created as new, corruption-free soldiers who could do battle with Mexico's endemic bribery system. Analysts estimate that wholesale earnings from illicit drug sales range from $13.60 to $49.4 billion annually. The U.S. Congress passed legislation in late June 2008 to provide Mexico with $1.6 billion United States dollars for the Merida Initiative as well as technical advice to strengthen the national justice systems. By the end of President Felipe Calderon's administration, the official death toll of the Mexican drug war was at least 60,000. Estimates set the death toll above 120,000 killed by 2013, not including 27,000 missing. Since taking office in 2018, President Andrés Manuel López Obrador declared that the war was over. However, his comment was met with criticism as the homicide rate remains high. Due to its location, Mexico has long been used as a staging and transshipment point for narcotics and contraband between Latin America and U.S. markets. Mexican bootleggers supplied alcohol to the United States gangsters throughout the duration of the prohibition in the United States, and the onset of the illegal drug trade with the U.S. began when the prohibition came to an end in 1933. Towards the end of the 1960s, Mexican narcotic smugglers started to smuggle drugs on a major scale. During the 1970s and early 1980s, Colombia's Pablo Escobar was the main exporter of cocaine and dealt with organized criminal networks all over the world, while Escobar's Medellin cartel and the Cali cartel would manufacture the products. Miguel Angel Felix Gallardo's Guadalajara cartel would oversee distribution. When enforcement efforts intensified in South Florida and the Caribbean, the Colombian organizations formed partnerships with the Mexico-based traffickers to transport cocaine by land through Mexico into the United States. This was easily accomplished because Mexico had long been a major source of heroin and cannabis, and drug traffickers from Mexico had already established an infrastructure that stood ready to serve the Colombia-based traffickers. By the mid-1980s, the organizations from Mexico were well-established and reliable transporters of Colombian cocaine. At first, the Mexican gangs were paid in cash for their transportation services, But in the late 1980s, the Mexican transport organizations and the Colombian drug traffickers settled on a payment in product arrangement. Transporters from Mexico usually were given 35% to 50% of each cocaine shipment. This arrangement meant that organizations from Mexico became involved in the distribution, as well as the transportation of cocaine, and became formidable traffickers in their own right. In recent years, the Sinaloa cartel and the Gulf cartel have taken over trafficking cocaine from Colombia to the worldwide markets. The balance of power between the various Mexican cartels continually shifts as new organizations emerge and older ones weaken and collapse. A disruption in the system, such as Th.